I'm Louisa Barton with the Horse Talk Show here at the Gypsy Gold Farm Tour with Dennis Thompson and Erin Mahoney Thompson. We've been talking a little bit about the wonderful experience you have when you come here to do the most popular thing to do in Ocala. And we're going to talk to you a little bit more about why. But we're going to start off with Erin, and Erin's going to tell us about a very special horse.
Okay, well, we were talking about the Gypsy King and his first offspring, which was Dolly. And Dolly was the first Gypsy Vanner mare to step hooves on American soil. She went on to have a horse called Velvet Doll. And Velvet went on to have Gigi Kiss Me Kate, who is now the winningest mare in this breed's history. And this is her right here. Gigi Kiss Me Kate is now owned by Rod and Gun Club out of Ardmore, Oklahoma, a wonderful couple there. And so anyway, Kate is 4 years old. She was foaled here in this barn, which is wonderful. And that combination of King William, who's a son of the Gypsy King, and Velvet Doll made Kiss Me Kate. And
Not a color breed.
you know, it is not a color breed. It is a body type, this breed. Some people say, you know, she's all black. And I'm like, yes, but they can be all black, all brown, bay, gray and white, black and white, brown and white, many variations. Dennis will say that any color that a Shire is core genetics. So we're not breeding for color, we're breeding for body type. People ask, you know, what do you want when you breed? And Dennis always says you breed the best of the best and hope for the best. So I think that's, you know, you really are always looking at the body. And the temperament, of course, is key, and health is essential. So really, we just want healthy, beautiful Gypsy Vanner horses every time. So anyway, you'll see another baby at this exact same combination here on the farm. But you'll meet both her mother and dad here on the farm. So you'll meet a lot of different beautiful horses here, but they all are from core genetics, from the original 16 horses. So she, I think, is 5 generations DNA verified, but many horses have varying degrees of genetic heritage. So it's kind of fun to learn about. Once you start learning about the originals, they all have a history here, which is really fun. So.
And then Mary, the one we met today.
Yes, we have another baby here. We had one baby last year. Her name is Gigi Kiss Me Mary, and Mary is a daughter of Velvet Doll, of course, and King William. And Mary actually she was named after Tommy Draper, because Tommy Draper had the Gypsy King. He raised the Gypsy King, didn't he, Dennis?
He did. No, the Gypsy King was born on Millionaires Row at Appleby Horse Fair. His mother and father were Irish, and Tommy Draper bought him the day he was born, and then picked him up 6 months later in Ballinasloe, Ireland, another horse fair, and then he had him on a hidden sheep farm, yeah, and he remained there until I bought him. He'd never seen another stallion. He'd never seen a human on a horse. It was quite a shock for him to come to America. Of course, they're flown over, and it was, what was it, 60 days, I think, or 30 days before the breed was introduced. He came here, and he was in front of 70,000 people 30 days later, and he'd never, from a sheep farm. Yeah, no. It was pretty traumatic for him, really. It was a real adjustment for him, but he became the consummate pro eventually. And but yeah, Mary was Tommy's wife, Tommy Draper's wife, and he named what they call a family mare, one that stays with the family forever. Her name was Mary, and she was the mother of Dolly, and so she's the great grandmother of this little filly that we have. No, great grandmother. Yeah. Dolly's the grandmother, and yeah, she's the great grandmother.
I think it's all great.
Yeah.
But tell us about what great plans you have for the future.
Well, we wrote a mission and goals to achieve that were part of the journey of the Gypsy Vanner horse, and we live them. We've been living those for. Matter of fact, let me recite: to bring honor, recognition, and a better understanding to one of the world's most colorful, least understood societies and the horses they so dearly love, by respecting the spoken words of gypsies who have dedicated lifetimes in the pursuit of a dream to create the perfect horse to pull their caravan, to remain quality-based, culturally sensitive, and socially responsible. And then we added 4 straightforward goals: establish a breed with the look they envisioned, with the genetics that created the look they envisioned, DNA verified whenever possible, with the feelings of status and pride that they only feel for their selectively bred horses preserved, and in direct parallel to the value they place on their selectively bred horses. So intimately understand what you stumbled on and don't change anything. That's really, matter of fact, the day after we met the log, Cindy and I were on a 8-hour flight from London to New York. I was 46, she was 42. We had 700 animals at home. And I said to her on that plane, did we just discover a breed of horse? You and me. We weren't sure about that, but maybe. But we knew a couple things on that plane, and she knew profoundly that we should walk towards this or away from it, that it would change our life forever. And we both knew that if we walk towards it, we're walking into a culture that's been treated poorly for a long time. We didn't know how long then, but we do now. It's been over 1,000 years. And we didn't want anything to do with that. We certainly didn't want to take anything that meant so much to them and allow it to do anything other than lift them up, and hence the mission and goals. So I'm 71 years old in January, and I tell people next January I'll be 91. And so there comes a point where you have to start thinking about, forever. And it might not include you. So I'm going to turn this farm, or we want to turn this farm, into a permanent education and cultural center with a lot of unique ideas that all are designed to achieve the mission and the goals of that were born 25 years ago. So we have what's called a Viking trail here. We're going to have when you walk a Viking trail, you must leave one prejudice behind and take at least one new idea with you. We'll have talking birdhouses where you can sit and get ideas from famous people. We'll have an evolution and keepsake photos with animals called wisdom walkers on the Viking trail, which will be donkeys and llamas and goats and gypsy vanner horses named after human virtues. Children will ride them, and docents will teach the child the animal's name. And when they get to the end of the trail, they'll get a keepsake photo sent to them digitally. It says, I know empathy, I know compassion, I know kindness, I know curiosity, I know trust, I know honor, with the definition of the word inset into the picture. We'll have a sanctuary here for parrots called 40 Parrots in a Porsche. Yeah. We'll have a museum. We'll have a retirement center called Vanner Manor for old gypsy vanner horses. We'll have a think tank called Anapal. The word pal is Romany, and it means brother, friend, or companion. And we believe, this Anapal is a think tank designed to cure domestic and wild animal problems. We'll have a resource center for children called The Gift. And the concept is to give children grants and scholarships that love animals, or job opportunities in the animal products industry. I'm basically trying to create, I have a high school diploma, but the store owned by the man that invented kitty litter asked me to work for him. It was my passion. So I want children to get a college diploma, but I want them to be able to find a job in an industry that lives in their heart. So. Pass it on, kind of thing, basically, and achieve this. Basically, what we're trying to do is create an oasis of goodness with the name Gypsy connected to it. Yeah.
I love it.
Yeah.
It's a dream come true, and what a wonderful place to be, and the goals for the future, just incredible. Here with Dennis Thompson and his wife, Erin Mahoney Thompson, at the Gypsy Gold Farm Tour. I'm Louisa Barton for the Horse Talk Show.